Hey guys, today we're putting together the Starry Star quilt block. That's kind of a funny name, right? This is the final block we're doing for our Christmas set. You can see I'm keeping it red and green, but of course, if you're doing this in a totally different season, you're watching this video some other time, please do it in whatever colors you want. This makes a fantastic block. It's super easy to put together. And if you're part of my Fabric VIP group, you probably received it this Thursday, or you received it maybe during my 12 days of Christmas or some other time that I try to send you guys extra blocks. So if you're part of that, you can just join that at karinagardner.com and you will get, all the PDFs. That's where I try to send them all. All right, let's get started. So let's get started here. There's not much deviation in this block from the other blocks we've done. So if you feel like you're in deja vu, you're not. It's a different block, but it's very, very similar. We're just basically changing around the pieces, which is kind of fun because it makes it really easy to cut this whole thing, especially if you're doing a quilt or a table runner. Okay, pieces that you do need a lot of 4.5 inches. 4.5 inches for your red, you need 4 of those. 4.5 inches for your white, you need 4 of those. For your 2 center pieces, 4.5 inches, and you need 2 of one green and 2 of a different green. And then you do need 4 3.5 inch squares, okay? So this is done. This is the Starry Star quilt block, but it's done exactly, cut and everything exactly like our star swirl block. So what you're gonna do is make sure and draw a little line, a diagonal line on your white blocks right here. And you're gonna do it on all of these white blocks. You're also going to do it on your green block, okay? And then you are going to sew on either side of that diagonal line, 1/4 inch seam allowance. You're gonna do 2 greens to the green, so your dark green with your light green, okay? And then your whites, you're gonna do these with your red block. Super easy, okay? So you're gonna sew all of those together. I'm gonna do that really quick on either side of that diagonal line, and then I'll show you what to do from there. Okay, I'm just cutting all of these apart, and then I'm going to come in and I'm gonna cut directly on that line. So just cut those in half, and then when you press these open, make sure and press towards the darker fabric. Now this is just my rule of thumb because it makes it really, really easy to remember, because you just want them all going the same way. Same with the white, I always go towards the red. Okay, so go ahead, and then once you do that, I also trim them to 3.5 inches. So make sure and trim them down to 3.5 inches, and then we will assemble the block. Okay, I have trimmed all of these up. And so you're set up for the center. You can decide if you want dark on the outside or light on the outside. I think either way is fine. But you're basically creating a square within a square, okay? So that's the fun thing with this. And yes, this exact same setup will create a pinwheel. So if you want to do those at the same time, I do like making these at the exact same time. And there we go. Okay, so that's your setup. I'm going to sew the rows first. Make sure you press everything back and forth. So if I press all of the first row to the right, I will press the second row to the left, right, left. That way you have your nested seams, so it'll look really clean, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Okay, I have everything sewn in rows at this point, so now I'm just going to, I was gonna say fold it over, but I'm going to just lay it over and match up my seams here and go ahead and sew all of these rows together. Okay, here's what your final block looks like. Next week, we're gonna put together a table runner, or you can put together a quilt if you would like. But one of the things I like about this is that even though the fabrics are really similar and the setup is similar, you have all these little tiny changes, a little bit of a change in the fabric, a little bit of a change in the middle, and I think that adds actually a ton of interest and makes it still seem very symmetrical. So I'm pretty excited about this, and I hope you join me next week when I make it.